forgive me. Lady Chun convinced me I would be helping Lady Wanzhen's cause.
I see. She lied to me about taking a bribe last night. I knew it wasn't that simple. Looks like someone wanted to break us apart. How did you find out?
I got up earlier than usual today, and I saw her mumbling to herself in the yard. I pressed, and she told me everything. Do you believe what she just said?
We grew together. There's no power struggle. It's obvious a plan to drive a wedge between us. What are you doing?
I'm afraid it's Mu Jiang who's trying to drive a wedge between us. I'll come clean. Mu Jiang is actually my half-sister from the same father.
Wait, what?
My father got drunk, was set up, and had Mu Jiang. Her mother sold her for money and left. He regretted the incident, but didn't want to leave her out in the cold, so he took her in as my maid.
I'm guessing she probably found out the truth and is bitter about it.
So am I. We've been together for years now, so she probably just got a bit reckless. If I could rise in status in a few years and make her my godsister, she would be legitimate in people's eyes.
I see. What do you plan to do with her now?
Don't get mad, but getting rid of her is not an option.
You have a heart of gold, but you still have to be careful.
I can only hope she won't betray me.
Hey, you look elegant today. I had wanted to compliment you when you came in.
I used a new material for this dress. I can send it to you if you like.
Isn't that my brother's? Why is it on her?
Oh, don't forget to greet the concubine after you've moved in. I wore this dress for that purpose, too.
Oh, yes. Thanks for the reminder. Give me a minute and I'll come with you.
You look fabulous, my lady.
Thank you. Come on, we can't be late.
You are the only person in the world who makes me crazy. You have a good eye. I've taken a shine to you.
Other people practice medicine to help people, but I do it for you.
I can lend you my shoulder.
When you come to me, it makes me so happy.
Long live Ladies Inn.
Long live Ladies Inn.
Please rise. Serve tea, Jian-Chu. You're both outstanding. Perhaps too good for the Palace of Virtue. I told Attendant Shi the same just a while ago.
I'm just glad to be here, Ladies Inn.
I'm too ill and housebound to really look after you, so you two try your best to look after each other.
Wanzhen does treat me like a sister. Also, I dabble in medicine, so please let me know if I could help.
You're very talented. It is I who should learn from you.
I'm still fairly new to this, so I hope you won't mind me pestering you.
I heard there was a commotion last night.
I was going to tell you.
It's all right. It happens all the time in the palace. Everyone will run into it at one time or another.
I know of a great Imperial physician. Would you like to see him?
It's okay. Frankly, I might not even be used to not coughing.
What illness do you think Lady Sin has? And why wouldn't she cure it?
As far as I know, she was a great singer and His Majesty favored her because of that. But she fell sick after her voice was somehow ruined.
She was probably set up, and has gone through a lot since.
Wow! This is truly the paradise I've heard so much about.
Help! Save me!
Give me your hand! Help me, Wanzhen! Oh, guess we have to report this to Internal Affairs.
No, let's keep it a secret, and I'll handle this, my lady.
What was she doing, Wanzhen?
It's a long story. Do you recognize this?
Yes, it belonged to my brother. Are you still in touch with him?
Earlier, your brother asked someone to bring me a letter.
What? Did my brother bring you a letter privately? He should not do that. You are a concubine now.
Sister, I believed the jade pendant was spiritual and would protect me and your brother. Instead, news came that he might get married.
I don't quite understand you. Besides, aren't you supposed to break up once you're in the palace?
What we have is special. Nothing can separate us. What's the use of a vow when I'm destined to die within these walls and away from my true love?
I'm sorry. Is my brother forced into a betrothal?
I just heard that your father and your brother were offered a cushy job by Fengtian government officers to purchase birthday presents for Lord Cullen. Lord Cullen has a daughter whose age is suitable for marriage. The officer may want your brother to marry her.
I hate to do this, but I must remind you we're both in the harem now, and shouldn't... You're angry at me, aren't you?
I know you treat me well, but I really don't want to miss out on life.
I understand, but is my brother worth...
You're right. I lost my mind for a second. Let me entrust you with the jade.
Don't do this. You should keep it as a reminder to be cautious.
Excuse me, ladies, but my mistress sent me to see if anything was wrong for you to return in such a panic.
No, it's all right now. Please thank Lady Zin for her concern.
Okay, I'll take my leave now.
I can't express how grateful I am to have you with me in this chaos. I'll run everything by you, if only for my own peace of mind.
Anytime. You know I'll look out for you. But what's the story with the palace maid?
I don't know how she found out about me and your brother, but she tried to blackmail me and you witnessed the rest.
It's a secret hardly anyone knows, though. Aren't you overthinking it?
I never expected Mu Xiang to betray me. I will not keep her anymore.
Doesn't that leave no one to serve you?
I still have Yun Jiang. She's pretty, smart, and competent.
In the palace, every false step could be the downfall not only for you, but for your whole family too. It's wise to get rid of Mu Xiang.
I'm scared. Mu Xiang turned on me even though she had been with me for 16 years. Who can I trust in here?
Did you forget me? I solemnly swear I'll always be true to you.
Greetings to you both, ladies.
How did it go?
Well, I believe. I was very careful, and even if it was discovered, it's not unusual for minor servants to have fatal accidents in the harem anyway.
How come you just happened to be here? Were you following me?
I didn't know why, but figured this must be a grave secret, and the dead don't speak.
It's all because of me.
Good job. Come back and see me later.
I brought you help, my lady.
Greetings, my lady. I am Anchian.
I saw her being bullied and brought her here. She said she knew you and would like to serve in the Palace of Virtue.
I used to work in rations before Granny Hui recruited and referred me. With your permission, I would like to offer my services.
Matron Hui sent you. I'll speak to the proper authority about this. It's not glamorous to serve me, but I promise I won't mistreat you.
Thank you, my lady.
We'll see just how friendly or hostile this place is soon enough. Thanks for what you did yesterday, Unit G.
It was my duty and honor, my lady.
Here's a piece of silver. I will not overlook your loyalty.
Thank you. Oh, Internal Affairs just delivered a letter from your family, my lady.
What's wrong? What did the Master say? How could it be? Lord Nyahuru and young Master are of outstanding character. It's impossible for them to do so.
The painting for the birthday present was purchased by my father and sent by my brother. Father said the painting he bought was authentic work. However, it was discovered to be a fake when it was sent to Lord Cullen's house. If we don't hand in the authentic work, I'm afraid that both my father and brother would be punished.
All that trouble over one painting?
It's not just any painting, but dwelling in the Fuchun Mountains by the renowned master Huang Gongwang.
I heard of that. Story has it took Master Huang several years to complete. Such an expensive rare treasure. Even though it's expensive, I don't believe Lord Nehuru and young Master would steal it. No wonder they were offered such a cushy job.
I agree. They won't do it. My father also believed that there's something weird, so he asked me to find some evidence in the palace.
But what clues can there possibly be in the palace?
According to him, the counterfeit used palatial material for paper with an obscure seal of Xiao Yao. There's bound to be clues among the collections in the palace. Please go ask Lady Wanzhen to come, Louis Wan, and don't let anyone spot you. Both my father and my brother are candid, and they view reputation as important as their faith. I must find out the evidence as soon as possible. Come on in, quickly.
How could it be like this? Both your father and Shang De are honest and frank. Why should they suffer so much? Is there anything I can do? No matter what it costs, I will do it.
Sister, do not act recklessly. If you die, my brother can't live either, and my father would be too shameful to meet your father. There has to be a way. There has to. But the Imperial collection practically belongs to His Majesty, so how can we approach this? Yes, there are concubines in the harem who collect paintings too. Maybe we can poke around.
Lady Jian, I heard she's fond of paintings and even got a few from His Majesty. She would know about this Xiao Yao. And she happened to share the Palace of Auspiciousness with Ling Ro.
Oh, but I had a run-in with Lady Chun from the Palace of Auspiciousness. Lady Jian might not want to help me if she's pals with Chun. Lady Jian might not like me. Are you still seeing the Empress tomorrow?
Of course. You mean...
Why don't you put on an act and dupe her into thinking there's a problem between us two? Then, Lady Jian wouldn't be suspicious if Ling Ro suggested you to her.
I see. Sure, we'll go with that.
Thank God I have you, or I'd be at my wit's end. But it's a very risky move, so promise me you'll get out of there if anything goes wrong.
I'd rather kill myself first.
Wanzhen. I hope everything goes smoothly.
Milady!
What's so urgent?
Lord Henry sent a message that they caught the assassin.
Really? Where?
Prospect House. And not just one person.
The Prospect House? Let's go!
This guard just confessed, my lady.
Why? Why?
His Majesty is busy, so the Empress gave me authority to handle this.
It's your fault he's dead! Don't you know he was going to marry me?
How insolent of you to speak to her with such rudeness!
Who is he?
Lu Liu, a guard for East Camp. He and Kayun made a private vow.
You bullied the lady before, and now you dare do this?
Exactly because of what I did! She wanted to get back at me!
What a snake.
My mistake for blowing the chance to kill you in the alley. But I will haunt you forever!
She was crazy enough to want to kill herself. You're too kind. She deserved to die for what she did.
What do you know? He and I were childhood sweethearts, but I was destined to be a palace maid. I served my lady and endured mistreatment just so I could leave the palace at 25 and get married.
How disrespectful of you to say that in front of your superiors here!
Leo missed me and got himself a patrol job in the palace. We'd meet on his shift, but that amounted to only an hour every week.
Someone gag her! No one should hear the sordid details.
I'll bring her to the Department of Prudence for interrogation and file a report, my lady.
Please don't mind what she said.
Well, I do feel sorry for the poor thing.
Forgive my bluntness, but do you know what is the biggest mistake one can make in the palace?
No. Please tell me.
Getting too emotional.
Thank you for your wisdom. Can I possibly see your mistress now?
You don't have to be in a hurry. You'll see her after the greeting tomorrow.
Okay. Well, thank you again.
I got up earlier and was lucky enough to run into the chief eunuch for the Central Palace. I chatted with him and he told me the Empress planned to gift the harem with paintings on His Majesty's behalf today.
Really? And it has to be today?
Yes. What kind of coincidence is that? You know a lot about painting, so you'd be able to answer any question Her Majesty throws at you. If you left her with a great impression, it would be easier to find the painting, wouldn't it?
Not really. I'm still new. Overshadowing others at this stage would only draw more ire. Let's pick a plainer dress for the occasion. I don't want to stand out too much.
Her Majesty, the Empress!
Long live the Empress and the ladies!
At ease. Have you all settled into your lives in the palace?
Thank you for your concern. Thanks to our mutual support, I believe we're doing well.
And who is this sweet talker we have here?
I'm Liang, with the Palace of Auspiciousness.
You ought to take good care of this nice girl, Lady Jian.
It would be my honor.
Indeed. You must support each other, now that the palace is your new home. I heard all of you are very talented, and I'm glad to see harmony among you. Oh, His Majesty asked me to give you a few paintings on his behalf. Unfortunately, there's not enough for every one of you. But since you are all here, why don't I show them to you anyway?
That's a great idea.
Oh my, the sycophants are starting already.
I wonder if these paintings would offer any clues.
Is this the work of Wu Daoxi?
Is it? I'm not as knowledgeable as you. Do you like it?
Of course. This painting...
What's the big deal? It's just a Wu Daoxi.
I'm sorry for how I reacted. If you have any insight to offer, I'm all ears, consort.
This doesn't even compare in rarity to the one His Majesty gave me back in... And never mind. Bring me the painting, Ningfu. Let me show all of you what a real prize looks like, so you won't lose your mind over anything mundane again.
It appears the consort does miss details sometimes, since this seems to be a counterfeit.
How insolent of you to lie!
I wouldn't dream of that. But I believe there are others here versed in the subject as well. Why not let them examine it? I heard is quite a scholar of the art. Shall we put her knowledge to the test?
I heard one of you caught His Majesty's eyes with your painting and calligraphy skills. Who is it? Yes, I heard that too. And I really would like to see just how good she is.
Long live the Empress, long live the consort, and long live the concubines.
Ah, it's you. No wonder you looked familiar.
I appreciate your help the other day, consort.
Help? No, you did the heavy lifting. I don't recall you holding anything back when you slapped Lady Chun. I cannot be everywhere at once, so I do appreciate the consort taking the time to help the harem out. I can never supplant you, nor will I try. Anyway, why don't we see the painting?
Xiao Yao? This is the work of Xiao Yao?
What's the matter? Do you notice anything?
Well, the painting seems to be genuine, although the strokes are not quite in the artist's usual terse style. It's a fake, but I can't afford to humiliate the consort, and especially His Majesty in front of everyone. I'm not expert enough to verify one way or another.
Thank you for the effort. Don't be so hard on yourself. I couldn't even tell who composed this, let alone his usual style.
I'm sorry if I offended the consort. It was not my intent. I was just joking.
I guess I still have much to learn from Lady Jin. But His Majesty would never bestow a counterfeit, right? Yes, of course. I'm very glad to have received such lavish gifts. It's good you are grateful. Why don't I divide up the paintings so you can return to your respective palaces? His Majesty always praised you for your artistic talent, so we cannot forget you.
Thank you, and please give my gratitude to His Majesty. I shall cherish this.
Noble Lady Ying is pregnant and could not attend. Would someone deliver this last painting to her?
Perhaps I can find clues from the consort, but she wouldn't let me anywhere near her.